Hey y'all! So I have a fun tutorial for us. It is the new recent basket that I made. I absolutely love this basket. So the reason why I'm sitting at this angle is because I'm gonna kind of do like the style that I did when I did my rating YouTube or rating Pinterest crochet pieces, and I'm just gonna put the pictures up here because the pictures that I used for my reel helped me a lot for making this video, so I'm going to use them because they're really straightforward. You can see everything that I'll be talking about and it will make much more sense that way. Well, first, why can't I speak? It's too early. It's like 7 a.m. right now. Okay, first and foremost, I used a 5mm crochet hook. I used Craft Smart yarn and Loops and Threads new yarn that they have, the acrylic yarn. They have a lot of different bright colors. The yarn is a bit softer maybe, but it also, I think just because it is softer, it almost kind of has more of an elasticy band feel, so it does have a lot of stretch. I used the Loops and Threads yarn in the orange color and the yellow color. All the other colors was from Craft Smart. That's my go-to yarn for most of my projects, or Red Heart acrylic yarn. And yeah, first start off by explaining the basket, the bin itself. What I did for the base of this basket is I chained 46, and then I did my double crochet stitch, and then I did 22 rows up. So that's what gave it this really cute, perfect square shape, and that's what I wanted for the base of my basket. Now the second thing I did, once I finished the one square, I continued to crochet up by taking one of the colors that I used. In this case, I decided to carry on with green, and then I added white in. And so I did that for 28 rows. So the square base was 22 rows, and this now is 28 rows to give it that long side. The sides that go this way for the basket, I actually had to count and make sure that what I was casting on was 46 stitches. Whether it came to 43, 44, 45, that's fine. You won't really be able to tell from that, and that's what happened to me on one of the sides, is that I couldn't fit 46 stitches, so I just did 44, and like honestly no one's gonna be able to tell, and it doesn't take away from too much of the size or the shape of the basket. And then once you have that evenly casted on, you just continue working out for 28 rows. And once you have done that on both sides, you basically have all 4 of your sides completed. And that's really how you do the basket. You're gonna fold everything up. You're gonna, I guess, turn it inside out, and you're just gonna start crocheting the sides together so that the basket can close. And then adding a nice border to just make it look and have a good finish. And that's what I did. So that's basically the nature of the basket. Super easy, super straightforward, no real tricks and nothing too crazy. For the lid, took the same square size that I used for the base, so I cast it on 46 stitches, and then I did 22 rows for the lid cover, because that totally makes sense, right? Like if you're making a lid, it needs to fit. When the base is the same as the lid, it's gonna fit, right? Then for the lid, so once I had the lid square done, I have to work on the sides. So I just casted on the stitches that work alongside each side. So for example, when we're looking at the square, I'm just gonna take one of my cards here. When we're looking at the square, this side, however many we cast on here, we want to make sure that we're also casting on the same here and the same here and the same here. Now for new beginners, you might find that the lid, it kind of is like flat, right? So it's not really bent up, it's not really doing like that. So when I do get around the corners, I kind of don't do like if if I'm casting on, say, 10 here, I might only cast on 8 and then have this little opening here so that when I'm turning my work in and attaching the sides together like I did for the basket, it'll kind of make the corners tighter. You want the basket to have like a boxy shape, but for me, I knew that it's not gonna be like a very hardcore box fitted feel, so that's why I made the string. So for the string, I casted on 220 or 240 stitches, and I was also making sure that it's an even number because I'm doing 2 colors, right? So you want to have like 2 white, 2 yellow, 2 white, 2 yellow, and you want it to look even, right? So that's what I did for the string. And then once the string was done, I weaved it through the sides of the lid, the boxy part, and once I finished weaving that through, I was able to then fit it on top of the basket, and that allowed for everything kind of look nice, look a bit more tailored, make it look like more of a box, because without that string, I don't think the lid would look right. I absolutely love this basket. It gets really large in size, and I think that's because of the yarn that I used. If I were to use a more like form-fitting yarn, and it definitely wouldn't be able to do this, but I like to use this yarn. I feel like it gives me inspiration, and they have so many colors, so I love that. And I don't really have anything bad things to say about the yarn. Yeah, so that's basically it. You can make this basket in so many different ways, so many different colors and styles, but that's generally how I made this basket. It takes a lot of time because after a while it's just kind of like repetitive in terms of you're making 4 walls and then another, but at the end of the day you keep your mindset on like what you are making and how much fun it is, and it makes it really worth it. And so I'm really excited to even show you guys the next project that I'm working on. Wait, yes, I have a project in mind, but I am taking a couple like days off just to relax, because I don't want to experience burnout. Like, I want to like do things right. So every project that I've done, I've kind of taken off, like I've kind of finished it or started working on it like a week later or like a couple days later, just to like give my hands a break and give my mind a break, and like not just be pushing out content for the sake of doing it fast. I like to put quality into it, and I like to really think and just like relax and simmer with my project ideas so that you guys can enjoy them and feel inspired from my work. Thank you so much for tuning into this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at any point, you can message me on the YouTube, or you can message me on Instagram if it's more of a we need to send each other pictures to help each other out. So yeah, thanks so much, and toodaloo, much love.